On October the 2nd, 2014, in Northern Virginia, 9-month-old Devin Nicole was found in her room with baby formula coming out of the side of her mouth. Her father described her as being frozen. Her father, Diamante Ellis, who was 24, then gave her CPR. She wasn't moving. She was limp. Her eyes were getting big. Her father closed her nose, blew in her mouth, and pushed down with 2 hands on her chest. Diamante and his father then took Devin to the emergency room at the Inova Loudoun Medical Campus. The child was then flown to the Children's National Medical Hospital in Washington, D.C. After 3 days on life support, Devin died on October the 5th. Now, what you're seeing on the screen right now is the official report from the DC medical examiner, and it states of the trauma to the baby's head, as well as all the rib fractures the baby suffered. This is the room where the baby slept. So the question remains, what happened? So the police, they bring in Diamante for questioning, and they start by asking Diamante, what is your process in putting your daughter to bed? As I play the interrogation, I will chime in with my own observations. Please keep in mind, I am a father myself. If you do end up liking this video, please subscribe. I do have 2 other channels. All the links are in the description. Now let's go.
You go, sir. Do you need water or anything?
I'm good.
Here, I'm gonna set this right
Okay.
here.
So,
I'll be right back.
okay. So, what we kind of like to do is just assuming this is your bed, all right? Just kind of walk me through. You layer, from when you layer down, if you will. Okay. So, yeah, we'll get out of the way. I'll move my stuff out of the way here, but that way you can kind of show me what happened.
Okay,
So you bring her downstairs.
Bring her downstairs, I kind of like sit her up on a little pillow.
You got like a pillow or something?
I give her her,
Here, and sit that there. So
I give her her bottle.
Okay.
And then she drinks it. We're talking about Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday, she drinks it. I go wash up some bottles and stuff like that. I clean some bottles, I check and then just come back. And then she just spits out the bottle. The bottle's right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then she like tries to do one of these and I just grab her and I'm just like, patting her back and her stomach.
You're standing at this point?
Or
did you
my
sit
bed?
down?
My bed's too.
Yeah.
deep,
So you sit on the bed.
I'm more
Okay.
like this, trying to get her. I sit her up. I pat her back, and then she starts coming out her nose. I listen, so I'm listening for about I think about 5 seconds, and then I didn't. I heard her beat going down, so I was like, okay. So I had her, and then I did 2, and then I sat her down, and then I got her back up, and I did 2 more, and then I listened, and I was like, okay, well, it's going down. So, but in the meantime, I'm doing this, so I'm blowing in her mouth, and then her stomach's going up, so 1, 2, and then I hear, like, she's not catching anything, so I close her nose, I do it again, and then, fluid starts to come out of her nose and her mouth, and then she's just like this, like nothing's moving. So I grab her, and I think this is like the 3rd or 4th time, and so I call my granddad. Hey, granddad, come down here. Devin's not feeling well. So I pick her up. I'm going upstairs with her. I'm holding like this. My granddad. She's not responding. She's not doing anything. So I do, I think, 2 more, and then by that time, I just grabbed, she had pants on, I just grabbed her cover, and just grabbed her jacket, and then I left out, and by that time, I'm still holding her, I give her to him, and then, I just get, I think my shoes on or something like that, and then he's trying to, trying to, like, see what he can do, and so I just grab him from her, and then, I'm in the car, and I'm still, like, trying to, give her CPR, and then she just started to drop more. And then so I picked her up and I listened, and I didn't hear probably a heartbeat, and then it would wait, and then it would be like another heartbeat, and then it would wait, and it would be like another heartbeat, and then it just started dropping, and then by the time we even got close to Cornwall, she was just hot but not responding. So about 7 minutes, I run in the room, And then I try to give her to the desk lady, and she just says, just go straight back. So I just run straight back, and then I just give her to whoever has her. So
Diamante just explained everything I said in the intro. Now the police are going to be a little bit more intimidating. Here, they're going to ask him to explain further, where he mentions that she maybe hit her head on the side of the wall.
like I said, she had 2 bumps. She had 2 little green spots on the left side of her head from probably hitting the side of the wall for the mobile patrol.
But that's
But that was
Wrong.
probably like prior because it was green. I mean,
mhm.
it's been there for a while.
The side of the wall. Did I miss that?
Like my wall kind of sticks out, and like how she'll sleep crawl, she'll like I don't put her in a crib, so she will do like one of these and then just like not like a worm, but she will like kind of I don't know babies, I don't know what kind of babies do, but
Okay.
she didn't crawl. She kind of like scooted.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know how you call it, and she always if she would fall, she either roll or just fall with her head cut.
Any chance Grandpa could have done anything to Devin?
I don't think so. That's my granddad's loving. I don't think he would do that. So
Any chance Priyasha could have done anything? No.
definitely not.
You've asked her.
Yeah, my sister's not gonna hurt nobody.
Oh.
I mean, I don't. It might not have, been, Dallas's family, but I definitely think her like so-called friends are like bad influencing Dallas to bring Devin over, and because Dallas brought Devin over to Danita's house, and Devin apparently got kicked or stepped on, according to Aaliyah Coles.
Yep.
And then Dallas said, "Oh, she called me back and said that no, she didn't. Her brother didn't kick him or
Right.
kick her or step on her." I'm just like, okay, well, it went from him kicking her and stepping on her to just stepping on her.
Okay.
So how's the story just half?
Right.
But that never really got explained.
Right.
So
When in
that was probably about a week and a half ago.
week and a half ago.
Because I can't pinpoint it, but she has her with the whole week. So
Right.
The police are now going to speak to Diamante about the injuries that Devin sustained. What you're looking at now is the official MRI scan of Devin's brain, and on the right hand side you could see some offset subdural bleeding. That's what the doctor said anyway. I'm not an expert, so let's see what the police officers say.
Okay.
The doctors know what her injuries are.
Mhm.
All right, those are not, we cannot dispute about that. Her injuries are what her injuries are. Her brain was damaged to the point where the medical examiner describes her brain as being like toothpaste. That's how bad her brain injury is, okay? Not minor, major brain damage. All right, and they're gonna look at all those facts and they're gonna say with that level of injury, she would have been immediately showing signs of that injury and going into that she can't breathe because her brain is damaged. All right, that's why she can't breathe. So they're going to sit down, they're going to listen, and we're going to say, well, here's what everybody told us. And Diamante says she's okay and she's on the bed and she's drinking her bottle, and then he comes out and she's not.
So that's what I say.
That's what you're going to say.
So that's
Okay.
what I say.
And you know what's going to happen? People are going to start making up their own minds about what happened that day. Because the doctors are going to tell us facts-wise that's not what happened. So now I have to sit here and theorize. If I'm just some Joe Schmo sitting on a jury listening to this, I have to go, well, what do I think happened? All right? Because I know it didn't happen the way Diamante said, because these doctors have said it didn't. And they're showing science. This is not their opinion. This is science based on, okay? It's their opinion based on the science of what occurred. All right? And they're going to say, did Diamante do this on purpose? Okay? Is that who he is? Did Diamante do something on accident? Okay? Lost his cool for a second. Because it happens this fast, okay? That something happens. All right? Lose your cool. You do something and she ends up hitting her head and causing this damage. That doesn't mean you meant to cause it. Or do you think, you know what, he did mean to cause it? And I don't know what they're going to decide, okay? But what they're gonna know is that it didn't happen the way it's been described at this point. She wasn't just okay and then she wasn't.
I think it'd be up for them to decide, because I wouldn't hurt my baby, and I mean, I know you guys
Damn.
want to find out.
Diamante, somebody hurt your baby,
Okay, well,
and you're the
I
one
love
who
that.
has her. I didn't say you didn't love her.
Okay, but it seemed like, as much as I've talked to you guys, as far as I've, been here, I mean, it always seemed like the finger was always pointed at me. But
You're the last one who has her when she's okay.
I mean, but I love my daughter.
The facts don't meet your timeline, dude.
I'm not
No.
saying you don't love your
All
daughter.
right.
I'm not saying you don't love your daughter.
I
I'm
just
really
don't know
not.
what else you want me to say.
I want you to tell me what really happened.
Accidents happen, man.
Something
Accidents
happened.
happen.
I have nothing to say. I told you guys. I feel like I don't understand.
I don't understand.
As they question him further and they ask him, tell us the truth, you'll notice his head is looking down. He's staring at his fingers. This is him having a quiet moment, feeling sorry for himself as he's replaying whatever the incident is in his mind.
Either. Tell me how it happened then. Give me a theory. Give me something. Because all you're giving me is you don't know, and
I didn't give you. I don't know. I gave you.
it didn't happen when she fell down the stairs, days or weeks ago. This is again.
But no one knows when she fell down the stairs. So that's what I'm saying.
What I do know is, again, I want you to listen to the words I'm saying, because he was there too.
Okay.
Her brain damage was so bad that she could not have survived multiple days with it. Okay, she couldn't have survived a day.
Okay.
Her brain was, again, smushed to the point of toothpaste is the way they described it. He was sitting there when the medical examiner told me the same exact thing.
Okay.
All right? It didn't happen. When this happened, everyone would have known. And she's okay on Thursday, all day. Your mom sees her, your grandpa sees her, you see her. And then she's not. So something happens there. All right? And somebody knows what it is. All right? She's okay when you get her from grandpa and take her downstairs. Then something happens downstairs.
I didn't say she was 100% okay. It's not like I can see through her body and know what's going on.
She's saying your grandpa hit
No,
her?
I'm not saying
Is
that.
that
I'm
what you're
just
saying?
saying I grabbed her from my granddad and then went downstairs and then that's what happened. But I mean, you guys can take it any way you want to take it.
It's not the way I want to take it. What I'm telling you is what the doctors are saying.
Doctors are wrong too, but that's you guys' opinion. So
The amount the doctors who sat here and did her autopsy, who took her brain out, okay, they're not wrong. She saw it. They sat there and looked at her. This is not a medical opinion. This is a medical fact. That is the way it was. She has severe brain damage. She has marks on her head from hitting her head underneath her skin. Okay? That's the way they do autopsies. They take skin back and they look at what's underneath. And they can see marks that aren't on the outside of your skin. That's what they're going to come and say. That's what people are going to listen to. That's what my boss is going to listen to. That's what a prosecutor is going to listen to. And that's what they're going to make their decision on. The fact that your story doesn't match the facts. I'm not saying that you don't love your daughter. I'm not.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to say what happened.
I have nothing to say.
Is that because you're scared?
I'm not
So are you afraid to tell us what happened?
I just don't have anything to say. That's it. Like, I just don't understand.
You don't understand. She's dead.
I know she's dead. I didn't get a chance to mourn my daughter's death, but I should be so willing to be calm and collected while I'm talking to you guys and
Listen,
be
who
able
else
to-
is right is
to-
it to be there?
conversate about it. This is not easy talking about it.
This is your little girl.
And I'm here and her
I
mother's not
understand
here.
that.
Do you think we haven't talked to her mother?
I could care less. I mean, you guys.
You should care.
I mean, but that's between you two. We don't.
So you don't want to know what happened? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. I came here to find out what happened.
You
Came
knew
here to
the
give
answer
you guys
before you walked out
information.
of it, man.
But that shows on paper.
You knew the answer before you walked
on
out.
the autopsy report.
You knew the answer before you walked out. You did. You still do. Don't be afraid to tell us, because you're going to walk out of here, and you'll burn any chance you have to try and at least explain what happened. She was not accepting a bottle. She was not.
She had a bottle.
No. Where is that bottle, by the way? What'd you do with it after?
While I'm talking to you guys, detectives and stuff, going in my house and taking stuff, they probably have it.
They did not
They
take that
probably
bottle.
had it.
We took a bottle, but it wasn't that one.
No.
Yeah, they checked your house. Absolutely, they did.
I'm worried about them checking my house, so I don't think I have
What were you really doing in the bathroom?
cleaning bottles.
When was the last time you smoked
Maybe.
weed?
I mean, quite a while.
Once in a while. That's all the damn bowl on your counter.
Mm-hmm.
There's a packed bowl on your counter.
About.
What?
So that's probably what the real thing was about.
No, what about the dope? No, it's about the little girl being dead.
Obviously.
The officer is referring to this cigarette bowl found on his kitchen counter. This is an official image from the case file. Now you'll notice so far in this interrogation, when Diamante is in control at the beginning, they ask him, "You tell us." He explains, he's talking with conviction and with confidence. But the moment the police push back, and the moment they lean on him just a little bit, his voice becomes softer, lighter, less conviction in what he is saying, and he becomes dismissive by saying, "Oh well, if you don't believe me, you don't believe me."
I'm just saying that more evidence or more things to use.
More things to use?
Yeah.
No, we're asking you a question and we want you to be honest.
Marijuana.
When?
Okay.
A lot of people smoke weed. I don't care. When did you smoke it?
During the week? Well, I mean.
No, like on Thursday.
On Thursday, probably smoked marijuana roughly, 10 a.m.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's the last time on Thursday?
Last time on Thursday. Can't smoke going to the hospital, so.
You didn't know you were going to the hospital before that.
No, I mean, but I didn't stop to take a puff either.
What happened to her, man? What happened?
My baby passed.
I know.
I mean,
We were at the autopsy. We saw the injuries. We saw them.
what did her mother say about what happened to
Her
her?
mother. We know the timelines, and doctors are telling us,
I mean,
listen, there's a very narrow window between the time of injury and time of death. She was with you the whole time. With you.
with me the whole time.
You.
She has major
Nobody
injuries that would be seen immediately. There'd be immediate effects of them. Okay? Immediate. You would know there was something wrong when you have that level of brain damage. Because you'd stop breathing, which is ultimately what she did, and then you'd pass. That's what happens.
I have no doubt in my mind you're scared right now. But I'm telling you, you have to listen. You have to tell us what happened. This is your chance. This is your opportunity to come clean and say, you know what? It was a huge accident. It wasn't meant to
All I have
happen.
to say is that I love my daughter.
Listen, we're not doubting
And I
that
care
at
about
all.
her, and I never would hurt her.
We're not doubting that at all, man.
Were you drinking it all that day?
No, I'm sure there was a bottle of E&J there.
Okay.
Not doubting that you loved her at all. Listen, man, whether you were frustrated, whatever, it doesn't matter. Accidents happen. Just because, whatever. I don't know the scenario. We're asking you for it. We know the result.
You basically
We
saying,
know
I
the
mean,
result.
We know something happened. And that's what's going to happen. That's how this is going to make up their mind as to what it is. But you know what? When they sit here and decide that you're lying to us and not telling us because you're scared or whatever, they're going to think the worst.
I'm scared. I'm just sad that my baby just passed and that nothing's being done about it.
Something's being done about it.
We need to know what happened to her. And you have the answer.
I don't have that answer for you guys.
You do. You do. I mean, you say you love her, but here we are, and we're sitting here, and you're not giving us an honest answer. Okay. You're not telling us what happened. Right? Tell everybody. Get it off of you.
Devin passed. I mean,
No, Devin didn't pass, okay? Devin died because she got injured by someone, all right?
Was it natural?
It's gonna say homicide on her death certificate. In fact, okay, the medical examiner's report is gonna list homicide, which means a person killing another person.
Yeah.
Okay, she didn't pass because she choked. She didn't pass because she was sick and had an ear infection, okay? She passed because she has traumatic brain injury, which can't be caused by her, it has to be caused by someone
I
else.
told you that she's been dropped to what I recently know. Don't know when, but I told you that she's been dropped.
This is the first time he is mentioned on more than one occasion that the baby has been dropped. I also believe before he came in to this interrogation, he kept asking himself, have they spoken to the mother? What did the mother tell them? What do they know besides asking me these questions? And I think it was weighing heavy on his shoulders. And as you can see with his body language, him looking down, his voice becoming less and less secure, that slowly maybe a confession is coming.
Twice. I told you that under my care that she bumped her head.
No. And what I've told you is that her brain was so damaged that she couldn't breathe anymore. That's what killed her.
Rapid onset.
Her brain is so destroyed that she can't breathe, that her basic body functions don't work anymore. That's what happened to her. All right? It's not a long-term thing. It happened. And that's it. And that's why we're sitting here right now. And we're not going to give you another opportunity to tell me what really happened, because I'm not going to sit here and continue to disrespect Devin's life like that.
So it seems like I can't even like
No.
mourn my own daughter. So I mean, like.
Well, you know what happened, okay? If you didn't do it, then you better tell me what happened, because somebody in that house knows what happened, right? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't work for you, and I don't work for Dallas, and I don't work for your mom or your grandpa or your sister, okay? I work for Devin. That is who I am being the advocate for. Huh?
I'd say you shouldn't.
But what I'm telling you right now is that's why we're sitting here having this conversation. Because I owe it to her to do everything in my power to find out what happened.
That's right.
And tell that story. All right?
Don't be scared, Diamante. Just
I'm not
tell us,
scared.
man. Walk us through what happened. It was an accident.
Nothing
man.
happened.
Dude, you didn't.
Nothing happened. Like, I don't understand like why.
We don't believe that you meant.
Well, I mean,
To
okay,
kill
that's
her.
fine.
I don't believe that. At all.
I'm the one who told you she's been dropped. I'm the one who told you she's been fell down the stairs, but nobody knows when. So it could have been recently, but no, it's.
Didn't happen on Thursday.
It's impossible.
I've already asked these questions of the doctor. I can tell you right now, okay? I've already sat in the car and had this conversation with Dr. Hines and said, okay, let me ask you some scenarios. If she was dropped, okay, accidentally, would that be enough? No. This is severe, severe trauma. Babies get dropped all the time, okay? If every time a baby got dropped, they died, there'd be thousands upon thousands of dead babies in this world, all right? That's not what happened. Severe trauma, okay, that is caused by certain abusive actions that they say. That is what she's going to come and say. She's going to say this is indicative of a child abuse scenario. Now, again, if you want to sit here and come and tell me you have no idea, when we sit here and we put all the doctors up and they tell everybody what happened, then that's where we're going to be at. But it's not fine.
It's not fine, man. Come on.
It's fine. That's how it's gonna be because I didn't do anything. Like I came here to find out, and then you're basically pointing the finger and saying that's to me. And
I've asked you to give me some other scenario, and I haven't heard one.
Too. She.
It didn't happen
Okay,
falling
well,
down the stairs days ago.
Maybe I'll have to talk to my family some more, but I don't think
Dude, we're talking to the
do
person
anything.
who knows the answer. You know. She was with you. She was with you.
So I didn't say that she wasn't with no one else. But
She was with you when this happened. With you. And you can't even.
You walked through the same scenario with Dr. Hines. You told us that you took her downstairs and gave her a bottle and she was holding it, sitting up. And I asked Dr. Hines and she said no. Couldn't have happened that way. Could not have happened that way. Babies would not have the motor skills to hold a bottle because she doesn't even have the skills to continue breathing.
That's.
Don't tell me you don't believe it. She's a doctor. She went to medical school.
She's, you know. I mean,
You think you're the first person to ever have this happen? You think this is the first baby who's ever been in children's hospital? Who's had a brain injury? You're not the 100th. You're not the 1,000th, okay? They're in there all the time because people make mistakes. And then this happens. Not every time this happens is someone trying to kill their child. Unfortunately, that does happen. All right? That definitely happens in this world. If that's what happens, then fine, tell me that's what happened, all right? But if it's not, if you made a mistake that ended in this, then that's fine. Then we'll go forward from that. I'm trying to give you a chance.
I didn't make any mistake. I didn't. What did
So
I
was it on
do?
purpose?
I didn't do it.
Who did? Give me something. Give me a scenario.
To give me that information.
Wait,
I don't know what to tell you.
You do.
I don't.
the truth. Tell us.
I have nothing to say.
Tell us the truth. You owe it to her, man. To her. Nobody else. You owe it to her. She can't come back. She doesn't get to live her life. You made a mistake. But you owe it to that little girl. The one that you love, remember? Walk us through what happened. Let us understand. Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. I just rather have you take the information you got and
Listen, the information we got's not
do
right.
what you gotta do.
It's not right.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Diamante, it's not right, man. We can dress it up all day long. We can say, call it an accident, call it whatever. You give us nothing else. They're gonna call you a killer. They're gonna call you a murderer.
I guess you're gonna have to.
It's because you're gonna let it go like that. I can't imagine how you must feel having this on you.
Yeah, it is.
Let it go.
The police and Diamante go back and forth until Diamante says this.
Write it down.
Well, it's just too hard to even talk about.
It's too hard to talk about. You want to write it down? What happened? Leave you alone for a minute?
If you want me to, I can. Whatever you guys want.
So then the police give him a piece of paper, and as you can see, he's writing down something. Now in the case file, I found this document. I don't know if this is what he wrote down at this time, but I'll get back to the interrogation, and if you do want to read this confession or note of his, hit pause and you can read.
Really different than we talked about. Just
I put that I could have shooken her more.
could have given her a little bit more trying to resuscitate her.
That's Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay. How much is it a little bit more?
I don't know.
Gotta be a lot, yeah.
I'm going into mountain straight, so. Some paper so you can bend
So we
the words if you need to.
I don't want to bend any of your words.
your words?
These are your words, man. I'm not gonna bend or change them, okay? I mean, talk about the thing on the shopping cart.
Sure, she's been dropped. I was talking about just being dropped in general. Or being, injured in general.
Right. point where you're gonna say you didn't drop her, hit her, shake her on Thursday
You can
evening.
say I put it on there. You can say I dropped her and shook her.
Where does it say that? It says,
Bottom says I
may have dropped her once, I'm not a perfect parent. I don't shake or cause more injuries to my baby. I wouldn't intentionally hurt her.
I was saying like that's something I could have grabbed her more than
Look. You take her from Grandpa, you walk her downstairs. Okay.
what time did I take her from
You said about 8 o'clock.
So 8 o'clock. So before I took her from him, how long did I say that she was out of my care?
Diamante.
It doesn't matter because okay, well just use what you need
It doesn't
to use.
Look, if you're gonna tell me the granddad hit her,
I didn't say he hit her. I mean, it's possible he could have. I mean, I didn't say that. It's possible that anybody could have hit her,
but she was okay when you took her.
I didn't say she was perfectly fine.
But she took her bottle.
She had her bottle. She at least held her bottle and drank some of her bottle. But that's.
Look.
I did feed her twice, but fed her the same food.
The food is not what killed her.
Okay, I was just saying. I didn't hit her with anything. I even kicked her ointment. I dropped her.
You don't think you dropped her?
Like I said, I might have. I don't know. So
You don't know what happened. Think about it, man. Try to remember.
there's no way all of that could have been done in one night.
It did.
There's no way.
There's
no way.
It did. That is a fact.
100%, man.
That is a fact.
100%.
It seems from the side of Diamante that this entire interview was a therapy exercise. It seemed what happened to his daughter weighed so heavy on him, he kept it in. He didn't tell anyone else. His first real release was writing that note. As he's now telling the police officers, well, it can't have happened over one day. Maybe I dropped her, maybe I didn't. Perhaps I hit her, perhaps I didn't. He's slowly starting to confess as he's unraveling the trauma from his mind.
Fast. Whatever it was you did is what happened. That's what caused it.
No.
Yes. Yes. I know you remember it. I know you're trying not to, but I know you remember it. If you don't want to say it, show me. Show me what happened. Something. I know you wish it didn't happen, but it did. You're the one who's forcing yourself to deal with this alone. Hopeless to understand.
Because
Everyone.
Know
We do know. We told you, yes. Whatever happened between you and Devin that night, she died. you killed her.
It was fine. I killed her.
Yeah.
I killed her.
What?
I didn't kill my daughter.
You did? What'd she hit her head on?
Hit her on the floor.
How?
We dropped her.
From where?
She was looking at me, so she wasn't even dead yet. She wasn't even dead yet.
I
So
don't think she was dying. She was dying. Where'd you drop her from? Did you drop her downstairs?
mhm. Her mother did that. Just not in the Philippines.
Okay, so where'd you drop her?
Probably on the tile.
Why?
And drop her intentionally. I don't know.
How it happened?
Mm-hmm.
She just wiggle out of your arms?
Probably.
Were you doing anything else at the time?
It's on my phone.
Okay. So you're on your phone. You're high. Walk around downstairs and you're holding her.
Make peace with this man. Remember we talked about how she falls. It's hard. Okay, kid fall out of the arms all the time. So tell us the truth here.
Supposed to hold on tight to it.
Hmm.
You're supposed to hold on tight.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do when she fell?
Just pick her up. And lay her down. And give her some ice. Thank you.
She put her in a bag. Did you just rub it on her head? What'd you do?
She's a little cute white thing. I
Okay.
just put it on the back of her head.
What part of her head hit the floor?
This is the back of her head.
Still not enough damage, Diamante.
I don't know.
Did she fall down the stairs?
Not with me.
Did she fall down the stairs by herself?
No.
Did you throw her on the ground?
No.
Why didn't you tell us about this fall before?
There's been plenty of falls.
You told me before there were no falls. We talked the
No,
other
with
day.
me, I'm just saying in general. Devin, she bumped her head. She hit her head on
I understand she
the
hit
car.
her.
She hit her head on the floor. Her mom dropped her. Her mom went down the stairs with her. I might have dropped her.
It's no more might is. Unless you're gonna tell me you're too high to remember what happened, and if that's what you're gonna say, fine. If you're too high and drunk to remember, then just tell me that. But I don't wanna hear you might have dropped her. I wanna hear what really happened. Did you smoke a ball in the bathroom that night?
Mhm. If I did, it was earlier, but I don't know.
You said you smoked a blunt though.
Show me how that she fell out of your arms.
Straight back.
Yeah, show me. Stand up. Show us how she fell so we understand. Here, stand. Table up there. I'll just get out of your way. Here,
So you're on the phone with which hand?
grab the phone. Show us.
Okay. Remember how you were holding her? Just like that?
You talking to somebody? You texting? What are you doing?
You said you were talking to somebody.
I think it was text message.
Now what happens?
I don't know if it was
Do you want to know why I think you're having a hard time? Because I think this isn't exactly how it happened. And that's where we're at again.
I just don't want to talk.
Why?
So I'm talking about my daughter.
At what point from the time you go upstairs and get her from your grandpa and you come back downstairs, does the drop happen?
I don't know what time I got. I think I gave her back to granddad. I don't know what time, but I got her at 8. I don't know what time.
dropped her, and then you took her back upstairs and gave her back to him?
Yeah.
There's no way she took that bottle when you brought her back down. So what happened when you really came down?
Sleeping.
She was unconscious. She wasn't asleep. She was dying.
Just tell us what happened.
She fell. She did, bro.
She fell how?
Like this.
Show us. And then what did you do?
Did you kick her?
Mm-hmm.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
You were mad.
What was it, man? Why would you be mad if she fell?
Why wouldn't you tell somebody she fell? She hurt herself in the shopping cart. You guys told the doctor then.
I actually told you guys that she fell.
No, you didn't.
No, you absolutely did not.
You were adamant that she never fell. You're trying to come up with something you think we want to hear to make this go away. It's not going away. You know how
Who
this
said
is?
it's gonna go away?
It's gonna stop. You're gonna feel better when you just tell us what happened.
I don't feel better.
And people aren't better. You will feel better because you'll get it off of you.
I don't feel better.
Let it out, man. Get it off your chest. Get it out.
Talk to some people.
Because this was common that we will kick baby on the floor.
What?
So I guess that's a common thing to ask. Is there a kicker since she's already on the floor?
Sometimes. Look, you know what happened.
I picked her up.
Okay.
Right up.
You might have what?
Moved her on a little bit.
What do you mean?
She was crying at me. You know.
So what? Shake her to try to get her to stop?
No.
That one fall couldn't do all that damage. Do you
You
want?
did it.
Done.
It didn't. No. So what caused the rest of it? Not saying she didn't fall. What else caused it?
What are you saying that happened then?
I'm saying that something else happened. Something
And I
else.
said I might have shook her.
Okay. Well, tell me about that. Help me understand. Move her how? Just say it, man.
I don't know if I moved her. I just moved her. Like she wasn't even crying. So
I told you that one fall didn't do
I
everything.
know.
So tell me what did. Look, man. You made a mistake.
Come on, please.
We can make scenarios up all day, man. We've heard them, seen them. She fall out of your hands while you're shaking her. What was it? We don't know unless you tell us. The fall wasn't enough.
It's gotta be me though, right?
Yeah, has to.
I didn't do it.
You did. And you gotta come to peace with that.
I know you don't want it to be true, but it is.
Did you throw her down?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
If that was the case, I think she would have had probably a split scroll or something.
Her brain was like toothpaste.
She had eye hemorrhaging.
Do you get
I
that?
don't even know how you get that.
Extreme trauma.
Repeated extreme trauma.
I don't know what else she hit her head on.
Let's say that's all it was, the fall to the floor.
And you
There's
say it's
something else
not.
in there.
I mean, you say it's
Right.
not, so. She was moving. I mean,
I'm not saying she didn't move for a little bit, for a second or two. What I'm saying is it wasn't hours. Okay? That's what I'm saying.
When did you start to worry? When you saw her after that, when did you start to worry? That made you grab her?
I get to her back upstairs. She was asleep, so.
She was dying. How long was she up there?
Probably an hour and a half. Hour?
Did you just lay her back on your granddad?
No, only thing was that long because she at least cried and whined and he just like put her back to sleep. And I made some food. More food.
Okay.
Back up milk.
Did you smoke more?
Put her, I probably did put her, her other bottle in the refrigerator. She had her other bottle.
What do you mean by she had her other bottle?
Like after I put it in the refrigerator and then gave it to her and then got her back from Granddad. I used the same bottle to feed her.
There's no way she was eating. You may have tried. You may have tried. There's no way she was eating. I think
There was a hole in the nipple and everything.
I think you were trying everything to get her better. Everything you could think of to make her better. Right up until the point where she stopped breathing.
Can I leave?
Yeah, you can leave whenever you want. Do you want to leave?
I just want to know what happened, man.
You make it seem like I don't want to know.
We need to work through this together. You may have been trying to feed her. She wasn't taking it. You didn't prop her up on the bed and just hand her a bottle. That's not the truth. You knew there was a problem when you were trying to feed her. She was dying in your arms, and you knew it.
No way.
So you're trying to give her the bottle. At what point do you go running up and wake your granddad up? How long?
Like 45 minutes?
45 minutes you're trying to give her a bottle.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Huh?
I didn't hear you. I'm just thinking some stuff.
What are you thinking about?
I love my miss her. I just want her to know I love her.
Have you told her that? Have you told her you're sorry?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm very sorry. I'm gonna kill myself every day.
You gotta be able to talk about it. You have to be able to get this out. You can't just bottle this up. This will destroy you. Brother, don't you be ashamed to cry, because let me tell you what.
I can't even cry anymore.
You're talking about two guys who have kids and know how those kids will touch your heart.
She's my only one though.
Do right by her.
Then do what?
Do right by her. Tell us. Tell us what happened. Let it out, man.
Then I dropped her. I didn't mean to drop her. So.
A drop wasn't enough. It may have contributed, but it wasn't enough. You're not telling us everything.
Then I may have shook her. That's all that I
You
can tell
may
you.
have, or you know you did.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
So I grabbed her and it just fell low on her.
Do you just not want to remember Diamante? Are you too high to
I
remember?
don't remember if I shook my daughter or not.
I can understand that.
45 minutes, she's laying on your granddad. You're making food. Said you probably smoked up more.
A little bit.
Okay. Then you picked her up and went back downstairs?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. What happens then?
We drew that damn bottle.
You may try, but she didn't take it.
And she started.
Hmm?
She started to choking on stuff.
Start choking on stuff.
I'm just trying to make it better.
Okay. You're almost there.
So I just try to make it better.
Were you scared? Worried she was hurt?
Why didn't you get her some help? Just scared?
I called my granddad. Told him to get ready and we left.
But that was the final minute. That was her not breathing. That's her choking on the bed. And you're trying to give her a bottle and she's dying. Come close to this, Diamante.
I think she hates me
You think she hates you?
because I had her legs. I love her. I didn't mean to drop her.
But is that all that happened?
No. She probably I probably grabbed her a little bit. I mean, I didn't shake her. I did not shake her.
What'd you do with them?
Be straight.
Be straight, show
She's
me.
teeny. I don't know.
I know
I don't
she's-
know.
I know she is.
She started shaking.
Side to side, front, back.
No, she started to shake. Her feet started moving.
Was this after you dropped her or before?
It's like after that, like later down. A little bit.
This is after you dropped her and you picked her back up. You laid her down and she started shaking.
I don't know what it was.
What else can you tell me about
Then I probably took her up before I probably did.
How long did you shake her for?
Second. I didn't like shake her. It's just trying to get her to move. Move her hard. It's like I don't even know how hard I was grabbing her. I don't even think it was hard for me. Just hold her and give her hugs.
Is this the truth or is this what you think I want to hear?
You can take it how you want to take it.
No, I'm asking you a question.
It's the truth. I just don't know if I hurted her more.
Before she fell on the floor, on the tile which is where, downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Downstairs in the room. Before she fell on that, did you shake her? Did you hit her?
I just moved her after. Probably did it some more when she wasn't breathing. I didn't do it hard. Is it okay for me to leave?
Yeah, we told you could.
Let's get ready.
Let me get Jesse real quick. Hey. Come on. Hey. Hey. Seriously. Wait a minute. You're not alone in this, man. You're not alone. Listen, you're not alone. Don't let this destroy you.
Day after day after day. I'm just trying to think of a way that I can switch places with her.
I know.
You don't understand.
I
Listen, I
listen.
love her
I'm
so
not.
much.
I believe
Makes
you,
me
man.
sick to my stomach. I would never hurt my daughter.
Why we said we thought it was an accident.
Way to go. Way to go.
Alright, what are you on to Jesse? Here's a segment. Alright, I yelled at him, he's coming. Hey, listen to me. Hey, you're not alone. You're not.
Do you still?
You're not alone, man. She's gone. Yes. You know what? We can get through this. Don't shake your head, no. You have another one on the way.
I'm gonna even make it to see her.
Why do you say that?
Cause I'm gonna hurt myself so bad.
Right now? Is that what you're thinking about?
Not right now.
How is that fair? How is that just? I can understand the thought.
I understand you went through that. I need to know right now if you're thinking about hurting yourself. Diamante.
Not right now.
Huh?
You're not?
Mind. I mean, I don't know.
Yes or no?
We can get you help, man.
Yep.
We can get you help.
No, okay.
We don't want to see two bad things happen. Walking out.
Can I leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. That's what we're walking out.
Eventually, in May 2017, Diamante Ellis was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Why don't you guys comment? Tell me what you think in this tragic, tragic tale.